Hi, hello, it's Malachi, and sorry for disappearing for about a month now. I've been trying to lessen the amount of time I spend online, got busy with surgery recovery and physical therapy, and then I moved from a crappy apartment to a house. But I'm back now, and this is part 2 of drawing Genshin characters as cats. Today we're going to be doing Xiangling, Beidou, Xingqiu, Ningguang, and Fischl. Let's jump right into it.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Xiangling.
First up, we have Xiangling, or as she's called here, Chestnut Paw. She's a warrior apprentice of Jade Clan, and her mentor is Streak Raven. I chose the prefix chestnut because Xiangling's name means fragrant water chestnut, and then her suffix will be flicker because of her pyrovision and her energetic personality. Her design was also one that I realized I could have fun with. Xiangling has dark blue hair, which can translate into black, and then her design has a lot of orange, yellow, and brown, so I made her a tortie. She is one of many. Chestnut Paw's personality is charismatic, since Xiangling seems to be friendly towards everyone, including strangers. And then her skills are Renowned Hunter and Keen Eye, plus a connection to StarClan, since apparently Xiangling has connections to the Adepti. I'll be honest, I know nothing about Xiangling's lore. I just know that Guoba is a god, and a lot of Yaoyao's voice lines mention Xiangling. And I know Yaoyao is associated with the Adepti. But, yeah. I distinctly remember struggling with Chestnut Paw's raised paw because of the paw pads. So I literally got up and went to look at one of my own cat's paws. Like, why Google references when you have your own right there?
You've heard of my ship, the Crux, and its crew? If you too love adventure, then join me. I've got your back.
Next up, we have Beidou, or as she's called in this AU, Dapple-Strike. And Malachi, can you please start writing on your notes why you chose specific names? Because how do you expect me to remember this crap months later? Anyway, after googling again and seeing that Beidou apparently means Big Dipper, I'm pretty sure I chose the prefix Dapple because it's one that's frequently chosen for brown cats in ClanGen. And then Strike is to make the Beidou Sims happy because canonically she's pretty strong. And because Beidou wears an eye patch, I made Dapple Strike blind and one eye with a scratch over it. Similar to Lotus Frost or Kaya. However, you won't see that until the end of the speed paint because I accidentally drew this without looking at my notes and completely forgot that detail. I actually didn't add it in until I noticed while writing this script. But yeah, she's a confident warrior of Jade Clan with the traits Formidable Fighter and Renowned Swimmer. I actually gave her that swimmer trait because Beidou's passive decreases stamina consumption while swimming by 20%. I imagined her to actually be on the older side, just not really old enough to be considered a senior warrior. And she probably has like a group of younger cats in Jade Clan who admire her. Yes, this is the explanation for the Crux crew, and why she was allowed to just shelter
Kazuha Kazuha.
in Jade Clan after he fled from LightningClan.
Xingqiu, at your service, my liege.
Next we have Xingqiu, or Floodpaw. I struggled with this one. Not necessarily the coloring, the posing. I originally tried a sitting pose and just could not get it to cooperate with me, and so I swapped it to a standing one, and I'm just now realizing that this expression doesn't really suit Xingqiu. He's got a mischievous and somewhat playful personality, yes, but he acts very well-mannered and such around others. He's cunning and smart, but mischievous. So I guess in this drawing, just pretend he's picking on
Chongyun.
or something. Floodpaw has a cunning personality, and he's a clever learner of lore with steady paws. He's a warrior apprentice of Jade Clan, and his mentor is Clear Thunder. His full name would be Flood Meadow, and I know, it sounds silly, but this man has a silly name. And no, that's not meant to be a diss to Chinese names. Xingqiu roughly translates to traveling in or the progression of autumn. And he has a Hydro Vision. I know I could have done with him like I did with Beidou, aka Dapple Strike, and gave him a name that suits his appearance, but I decided not to, so shush. His prefix is flood because of his Hydro Vision, and his suffix would be meadow because of the autumn thing. And no, he's not a Siamese, he's a color point. I decided to make him a color point because color points look like Siamese cats, and he's a rich boy, so there you go, he gets to look like a fancy breed, even though he's just a wild cat. In this AU at least.
am Ningguang, Tianshin of Qixing.
Second to last, we have Ningguang, or Lightstar. Another one I struggled with the posing, but I got it eventually. And yes, this is Jade Clan's leader. That decision was made because she's the Tingshuan of the Liyue Qixing. She basically runs the city, so she gets to be clan leader. And the reason I chose light as her suffix is because her name means condensed light. And her suffix before star was aster, which I don't remember why I chose that. I think it's probably because something like in Clan Gen, aster is typically used for white or cream-colored cats. I don't know. Lightstar is the ambitious leader of Jade Clan. She has valuable insight and she's a good mediator. I also gave her the skill Prophecy Seeker due to Liyue's tradition of the Rite of Dissension, where they'd ask Rex Lapis about the coming year for Liyue. I made her design fluffy because Ningguang has long hair, and I kind of struggled with the fluff as you can see in the speed paint. Overall, I really like Lightstar's design. With my own personal warrior cats OCs, I rarely made any that were cream colored like this unless it was a kit born from a roleplay. For example, I did not come up with my OC Ivy Petals design on my own. She's the result of a roleplay ship where my OC and a friend's OC had kits together, and my friend's character was cream colored. But yeah, I really like cream colored cat designs like this.
Fischl, Prinzessin der Verurteilung, descend upon this land by the call of fate and... Oh, you are also a traveler from another world? Very well. I grant you permission to travel with me.
She means nice to meet you.
And lastly, we have Fischl, or Iris Shadow. This is one that I knew I was going to struggle with the posing, so I actually made some practice sketches in my sketchbook and picked this one to be Iris Shadow. Iris Shadow is a young warrior of BreezeClan who graduated early. She has a childish personality, is confident with words, and she's an omen seeker. The reason I chose Iris as her prefix actually boils down to Fischl's birth name. I did not want to give her fish or any type of fish as her prefix because it didn't feel unique enough for Fischl. However, her birth name, Amy, means beloved, and irises are flowers that can be used as a way to say I love you. So I decided to make her prefix Iris because of that and gave her the suffix shadow to fit with her whole dark princess theme. Oh, and the in-universe reason she's a warrior and not an apprentice like Lupine Paw is, I already said this, but she graduated early. She's also older than Lupine Paw by a couple moons, so she started her training sooner. But there is one apprentice she's younger than, and you will see who he is in the next episode. Also, Iris Shadow is not blind in one eye like Lotus Frost and Dapple Strike. I think Fischl wears an eye patch as just like a fashion thing, so I gave Iris Shadow a small scratch under her eye to mimic that. She just closes her eye for dramatic effect. And I gave her feathers because of Oz. I don't actually know whether Oz is a raven or a crow. I think he's a raven. So we're just gonna say these are raven feathers. that's all the designs for this episode. I'm sorry that the script was so lackluster. I actually drew most of these in the few weeks after the first episode came out, and then I took a break because life got hectic. I've moved since then and finally got to finishing Iris Shadow, and I've changed my mind on how I'm going to handle NPCs. I'm going to do mini-sodes between episodes where I draw whatever NPCs are relevant to the previous characters. I'm also going to be drawing bosses because I have an idea on how to handle them. Next episode will likely be a mini-sode, but then after that we're doing Bennett, Noelle, Chongyun, Sucrose, and Jean. If you want to see these videos and my other videos as well as possible sneak peeks anywhere between a few hours to even a week in advance, I'd recommend checking out and possibly supporting my Ko-fi. I post all videos early over there, and I'm working on beginning to post sneak peeks of things. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!